Isn't this dog so cute? It's like look at him and you cannot tell me he's adorable. Look at him. Look at him, he's begging. Oh, he's so cute. Guys, welcome back to the channel. And in like under 5 minutes, I'm going to be explaining, giving my analysis, and also ranking. Yes, I know it might always sound weird, but we're here and we're going to deal with that. Because I'm proud of how I talk. Every Charlie Kaufman film. So, let's go. Number 1, we have I'm Thinking of Ending Things, my favorite film that I've seen of him, but I still have 2 more movies to watch. Basically, my review is it's an amazing film, great cinematography, great storytelling. You sit there for the full movie thinking, what am I watching? None of this makes sense. And then you end and you're like, this movie just went completely haywire in the last 20 minutes. And so we move on. Into my analysis, basically, the main character played by someone named Plumes, Jesse Plumes, I think, is basically a janitor, and he's old, and he's desperate, and he wants love, and he's remembering times in which he brought different girlfriends to his parents' houses, but also kind of a fantasy of what it would be like to bring home a girlfriend and have his parents meet that said girlfriend, and basically he fantasizes this whole thing, and the girlfriend is actually a mirror version of himself, so everything that she says he's thinking about, and I'm Thinking of Ending Things, the title is basically him thinking of ending his life, which he successfully manages to do in his car in a snowstorm, and that whole Oklahoma sequence, and the whole pig thing. The pig is the main character's pet in the farm who got killed, and it really freaked him out, and it impacted him in a big way. Anyways, basically he fantasizes about him singing and receiving an award, and that's all he's wanted: attention, fame, money, love, and eventually he dies. It's a very tragic, depressing story, and hopefully that made sense. Going on to number 2, Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, amazing film, great characters, a great script, definitely a lot more comedic and definitely a more mainstream film, but still has that signature Kaufman weirdness. That's my review. So basically, it's about Jim Carrey's character, and Kate Winslet's character, and Kate Winslet decides to get her mind wiped from the love of Jim Carrey, and throughout the film, we see, Jim Carrey's mind being erased and him trying to escape because he wants to have those memories for himself instead of forgetting about them, and they basically, throughout this film, we see their different stages of the relationship, and we then find out that they had their minds erased because they both were arguing with each other, but they decided to come back and love each other. I think that's kind of my analysis. 3, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna leave the picture right there so you can, I don't know how to say it, I don't want to embarrass myself, but this movie stars David Whistle, who is Lupin in the Harry Potter franchise, and he is basically a very emotionally detached person who doesn't really feel empathy or sympathy from anyone, and basically he goes to Japan to have a business meeting. He meets this girl, they fall in love, but and then eventually he leaves to go back to his wife. And here's the thing, all of the characters have the same faces and are played by the same voice. It was eerie, it was amazing. I love this movie. Kaufman made me feel disturbed, but I loved it. It was a great film, highly recommend it. But the analysis is that the girl may not have ever existed, and that the doll that he got from the shop for toys was actually the girl that he had, and there was no one, and basically he has a mental breakdown. He doesn't know how to communicate or be emotionally attached to anyone, and that's why everyone has the same faces, because to him everyone looks the same, and this girl was the one person that had a distinctive face and personality. And yeah, again, 2 very disturbing movies. And then Schenectady, New York, we're gonna call it, because I don't know how to say Skin de Soke, New York, we're just gonna call it New York, is about Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P., who basically is a theater director who has a lot of, is a hypochondriac maybe, and is trying to come up with a play, and he ends up creating basically New York version 2.0. Great movie. I watched it, and I knew it wasn't going to make any sense, and it didn't, but I recommend you kind of watching it, and then, explaining videos, and then watch the movie, because the movie kind of doesn't make sense, and the emotional beats don't pay off exactly, but I'm gonna watch it for a second time tonight. However, the analysis, how do I explain this movie? It's a hard movie to explain. Basically, time is kind of a constant theme in the movie, and like 3 days might go by in like 2 seconds in a scene, and so it kind of doesn't make any sense. But basically, he falls in and out of love with different women, and he can't really come up with a play, and they never actually give it to an audience, and then he dies. And the movie, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but basically it's a play on time and how we deal with it, and it's a very complicated, complex film, and stuff doesn't make sense because that's, for example, he's reading a newspaper, and it's October 14th, and then all of a sudden it's October 17th, and it's just a way of explaining that time goes by really fast when you're an adult, which is why stuff doesn't make sense, and there are good explaining videos on that movie from a more in-depth perspective. On my listing, I'm putting number 1, I'm thinking of anything. Number 2, Animalese, I think. Number 3, I'm going to put Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And number 4, I'm going to put New York. All 4 are great movies. Go watch them. Go and see them. Not everyone's going to like them. And all 4 movies, except Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which makes a little bit more sense. You will watch these movies and be like, I don't know what happened, and now I have to watch an explaining video, an in-depth analysis for the next 2 hours. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my ranking and listing and reviewing and analysing of Charlie Kaufman movies as quickly as I can. Please like, sub, and comment, and I will see you guys in Kaufman World.